Two, one, go. Hey guys, Ken here from KCTCG. I'm here with Danny.
Hello, guys.
So we're gonna be going over this week's Zorga videos at locals. Now, already off to a great start. Me, the Zorga player, my first misplay is turn one. I did not soul blast.
Hey, man. To be fair, you were preoccupied with something else as well.
Yeah, yes, guys, this week my locals did grant me the permission to play Digimon and Vanguard simultaneously in two different tournaments. So I am playing Vanguard and Digimon at the same time. So when you see my opponent just pause and wait, like right now, he's taking the time to make his field look pretty by giving me a 10k plus crit marker. I am playing Digimon. it's
What
not
a
it's not that I'm thinking what should I do here.
damn.
no,
Just take the damage.
no. I want to see if I can stop this dude.
Yeah, but it is rough though taking an early crit,
Yo, look at
especially
this
in
man
like a
flexing that hand, showing me what's up.
dude. That's how confident he was, getting the early two damage.
So I'll be honest, on this channel, it has been very rare for me to not open a early rush start or ditching my perfect ditches, i.e. dragons. I didn't see dragons early. Here you see me ditch bell turn one and a front trigger turn two. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, damn, how do you, like, as a Zorga player, how do you pressure without that precious crit? You're against Barrow, a deck that ramps. And honestly, like, it's just game sense. Like, get a better game sense, get a better game plan than your opponent. And if RNG takes the wheel, then let it take the wheel.
Sometimes players just need to remember that it's okay to have a vanilla turn if that's the best thing for you to do. I mean, you still opened up pretty well though. You still got double dog to get the orders that you need.
Yes, obviously I do have a Malice in my hand. Um, I do have, I think I'm talking to the Digimon guy right now. I'm shuffling. But pretty much, I am
Oh my
talking
god.
to I am trying to keep my opponents preoccupied. You know, not let one of them hang. Here you do see that I took the discard back. I actually don't want to ditch it. It's not gonna let me do a play if I actually kept it. I do challenge this two to pass here, which I do hit, and it is a double draw.
But he gets
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
DOT.
He just stops my turn right here. So he goes ahead, does his play, and honestly, like it's looking really bad for me. He was able to stop my turn two push. So instead of being at 2 or 3 damage, he is at 0. And he's able to just play for free right now. And it's not looking good for me.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but Barrow's early game are typically vanilla. It's usually their grade 3 turn that they usually deploy all their cards. Now, your opponent played out Expeller, which isn't very common in the set 4 meta, but it does give him an extra soul charge, which could be relevant, but outside of turn 2, the card itself isn't really
I mean,
that
if
great.
it survives longer than 2 turns, or even just 1 turn, it becomes super relevant because, like, if it survives 1 turn, it soul charged twice. If it survives 3 turns, like every turn it survives is an extra soul that you didn't need to play a card for.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty true.
yeah, it's the longevity of a card that matters here. Now, here I'm at 2. I don't want to take more. I can't take more. If I take any more, I actually just die. So I do what any sensible person does, and I guard. Now, here you see once again, I'm not getting perfect ditches. I'm actually getting trash ditches. I'm ditching triggers. This is guard value here. Um, so here, I think I drew, so I just leave it there because I did see that I rode already. And I go ahead and I go do my play. Now, here, would you agree that this is the play? Like the entire turn?
The entire turn. I mean, given with what orders you had to work with, I would say that it's pretty good in the sense that right now you aren't technically facing any sort of pressure, so you can kind of use this turn to set up a bit, which is what you're kind of doing. You're getting back orders to your hand for the next turn. You're also getting back resources,
So
and you get
here,
another dog.
yeah, like getting dog procs is the play right now. Like, uh, it is what you want to do. Talking to once again, talking to people, it's a fucking thing. Like, because I also need to confirm actions on my opponent. Um, Maybe in the future I don't want to do this. It's something I was testing today, but hey, in the future, like if I can get better at playing two games at once, maybe I will. I'll keep doing it. But today, as the first timer, it was kind of rough. Like here, I kind of need to zip over immediately, and maybe it's just pressure of fuck, like, or sorry, my French, but damn, like I need to not misplay on two fronts. It does take a little bit out of me. So here, my opponent is playing his standard barrel turn. Riding his grade 3. Interesting enough, he soul charges his ride line grade 1. I feel the lack of attacker actually this turn does matter a lot. Like, these turns he's been attacking you 1 to 2 times only. But
Especially after your nasty double
double
heal
heal,
to go
yeah.
down to 0. He kind of needs to put on the pressure, especially since seeing here, as you'll see, he's not going to be able to get the 15 soul, so his turn isn't as threatening as it could be.
Yeah. And, not realistically speaking, if you can't hit 15, where do you stop?
Where'd he stop? I feel like him going to 10 was still fine because at least you have the pressure of the crit and you still get the draw from Barrow skill. So at the end of the day, like you just went down to 0, so you do need something to try to, even up the damage score.
My guy here just hit double PG. Now,
Yeah,
Vanguard players alike, when they see your opponent hit double PG, they don't want to see that. It's like a giant stab, like, there goes your turn. So here, I'm not gonna. I will be honest with you guys. If you are able to see my hand when I fan through it, sometimes I do have two Persona rides in my hand, which I don't use.
uh,
I just forgot to, honestly. I'm not trying to flex. I just honestly forgot.
nah, man, you're saving it for next game.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So here, you see me use this order the second time, and once again, the dog just keeps coming into play. Now, once again, I do know that the 0 is still in my soul. I do not soul boss of this game, so I understand that it was a misplay, but it didn't change anything.
It didn't matter, and at this point, it was kind of an accepted game state.
So my guy here, the legend, hits a defensive trigger. Like double PG with defensive trigger. He still PGs here, respecting me. Unfortunately, a hit. I do hit OT heal, which yay. But on the third drive check, I finally see a dragon.
Man. Well, at least, you got his PGs out.
I know, right?
Which, it's goes to show that like even if your opponent does drive check double PGs, like if you know that you can probably live past their next turn, like you can just do your best on your turn, just try to force it out if anything. Because if you force it out this turn, then your next turn is just gonna be even better.
So my opponent
And
here, this turn hits the 15 mark. Now this is normally the turning point for a lot of barrel players. He's actually in a really good spot right now, technically speaking. He's at 15 soul. He has 3 damage, and he's about to attack me 5 times this turn. Now, a lot of players, when put in the situation, tense up, they freeze. Um, Honestly speaking, it's now looking at how to reel back and observe game state. Now, right now, he can look at the game state all he wants because I'm taking my turn on Digimon. But if you were in my shoes right now, what would you do here?
if I was in your shoes,
Yeah,
I would probably try not to take too much damage because seeing your opponent have one card in hand, so he's probably only going to end up with four, and he also didn't Persona Ride, so his fourth and fifth attack aren't going to be that strong. So, if anything, you can just. And you already have the advantage in terms of cards in hand and whatnot as well. So you can just try to tank it all up and then hope to push next turn because he's not going to have that many cards to guard with.
yes, I agree. So technically speaking, though, what he could have done this turn, if you want to talk about Persona writing, he actually could have used the grade two, the one that soul charges on attack, igniter. I believe he had one in soul, so he actually could have used it to give his Vanguard 10k here.
Yeah, he probably could have, especially since his plan was to go get out Selfish Engravers, and we see that he still already has an open counterblast. So if he's planning on calling out the Engravers, like he's just gonna refund those resources anyway. You might as well just use it.
So here, my opponent thinks like, oh hey, what can I do? He's also counting his deck. He's actually trying to make sure he's not decking out. Now, he thought that my blitz order was broken beyond belief and lasted the turn, not just the battle.
Oh, oh my god, that would be absolutely insane. But here though, your opponent decides to use the engravers, which I don't think is correct
I
because
think he should have
you're already
left him
getting
there.
damage.
Yeah, like no way, no way. I'm not pushing him in right now.
Yeah, you're only just losing potential shields.
So here I go ahead and use Zorga. Now keep in mind, guys, my board was empty this turn. I need to properly fill my hand back out. Now, here I go for the bell because once again, I'm gonna try to play the defensive game. There's nothing wrong with it, honestly speaking. And the cards I'm getting back, triple drive as well as the blitz order. Uh, did I draw? Did I miss the draw here?
Do not know,
I missed the draw here.
bro. That's two misplays.
Yo, I'm just a terrible player.
Damn.
Why do y'all watch me again? I should have drawn that crit.
Would it have mattered though?
No, he
Because
still needs to take it anyways.
yeah, because this is gonna be three damage. I mean, in the end, it didn't matter, but
So if you guys want to pause the game here, the man only has 15k shield. Um, so even if I didn't hit that crit, Dragon still swings for lethal.
yeah,
Those that want to say, "Oh, you shouldn't have hit that crit, you lost anyway, you shouldn't have won there." Realistically speaking, if we took that crit away, it's still lethal.
yeah, it's probably still lethal regardless.
Three, two, one, go. So this is round two. We're gonna have the matchup's gonna be Magnolia Elder versus Zorga. Now, honestly speaking, I do not like going second in this matchup. I feel very pressured when I'm going second against Magnolia because of the deck. It's just a very scary deck to go against. Now we see my
Yeah,
opponent here though. He is running us the Zorga ride line, which, in my personal opinion, I feel the ride line is terrible to play Magnolia. I understand you're trying to get pieces, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because if you are unable to play cards, what's the point of drawing so many? I'd rather just use Karis and I forgot the grade two's name to try to get the units out. Like honestly, you need board in Magnolia. You need to accelerate through the deck. Like right here, he's taking free hits. He hits a defensive trigger, and I drop a card because I'm very I'm good at this game sometimes I think.
yeah,
So
man. At least you didn't soul blast the
going second.
let's go with second card.
So here, it's the typical Magnolia. If they play the Zorga Ride line, they're playing the Grade 2 Hush Dragon. And this play here bothers me. You're playing Magnolia, and you're swinging your opponent's rear guard because they rushed you. Do you think that's a good play?
Mm, I would say no because the damage, because already you're going into your grade 2 turn with 2 damage, so you're already behind. And looking at, we can see your opponent's hand. It's mainly triggers and orders, so he doesn't have that much of a, I guess, sort of follow up. So I feel that you just need to try to, minimize the damage difference. And besides, Zorga doesn't really need their counterblast, especially on turn 2, because then you're mainly just using it to set up like you're doing right now. You're playing double dog, and most of the time, the orders you can play don't require counterblast at all.
I
So
mean, you all saw me just ditch condensate for turn one, and I added it back turn two. I can just condensate right now if I wanted to.
yes, yes, you could.
So here, I think about playing Headhunter. I actually take that back. It's going to be used as a later play, and I just go for the vanilla swing.
Nothing wrong with being vanilla. I mean, you're at 0 and he's at 2, so he's feeling pressured right now because if he decides to eat all of this, or
And
even
also,
2
his
of it,
hand's
he's
not
just
even that
gonna
good.
be up to 4-0, and that is not a position you want to be in.
Yo, that's my second dragon, though.
That's gonna be very helpful in trying to push
So
later, though.
here, if I played in order, I could have pushed through a trigger, but because I didn't, I stop at a trigger. So here, my opponent is contemplating what to do for life. Does he stop playing this ride line? I mean, just kidding, guys. Realistically speaking, he's just trying to figure out what he wants to ditch. He's circling between Pantero and Soul Body Condensation. Um, Now, if I were him, I would just ditch one of his orders. The orders at this point in time are just clogging up his hand. They're dead cards.
Yeah, and because you're not playing Zorg, you can't play 2 orders in a turn. So you're keeping a dead card in hand. You might as well just get rid of one of them.
I mean, he's gonna use both right now. He ditched one, and he's gonna use the regurgitate right now. Because
Yeah, at least the
my
regurgitate will
my
help
rear
him.
guards are important to me. I need them on the board. Said no one ever.
Do you? Do you really?
That's why I said said no one ever.
Yeah, man.
so
I'd rather
so
keep your dragons on board.
so he goes ahead and regurgitates away my dog for his Gionosa. And he also goes ahead and plays a Pantero. So it's to me this is sad seeing Magnolia attack only 3 times a turn. By the way, 2 heals and he's at low damage. As a Zorga player, I am so pressured. Oh, by the way, nice ditch, bro. He
Hey,
gets it
man.
back. He
You
gets it
don't need to
back.
tell your opponent.
I didn't. So here, I actually don't want to see PGs that often. I damage one. And but that bothers me right here. He attacks my other dog.
Mm,
Like,
yeah. Well, we can see from like his grade 3 turn was not very impressive. Most Magnolias would look to have, multiple Panteros, hope inlet pulse even, so to get more cards in hand. But his hand quality, it's very defensive, but it doesn't really do much to pressure, which
so
is why
here,
it's weird.
that counterblast that headhunter you guys saw me not play comes into play this turn. I go ahead and do the salvage order to get Pot of Greed and my condensation back, and my double dragon comes into play now. As a opponent, you normally don't like seeing these dragons come out, especially when your hand is just honestly it's garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage for like for what you want to do, but at the very least, he's able to guard a lot. But these dragons are attacking for 28k columns, barring any sort of triggers, and so then they're requiring outside of the effect fronts 2 card guards.
Yeah, like honestly here though, if I were my opponent, knowing that I have a Pantero in hand, I would actually use Pantero in some sort of guarding. So if I want to guard Dragon, just a 15k plus a Pantero. Just because Pantero comes out for free. Uh,
Uh,
he's Soul Boss 1, and you still have a soul left to work with.
the still a cost, so technically not free.
Hey man, Zorga has all nothing but costs, but it's free to me. So here he
Alright.
uses that that effect front that we were talking about just now. He goes for the Almighty Tutor Pass, and in my triple drive, I show a PG, which is useless, a draw trigger, and a regurgitate, which makes him think twice about taking that Magnolia out from Soul.
That's a pretty good mind game to have, especially knowing that like that's one less option for them to call out once they ride their elder.
So here, guys, I understand that I hit a trigger. Like, yes, it's a 28 and a 38k column. But if you're gonna take a crit, honestly speaking, like I know it's hindsight, he could have just taken the damage and not need to guard for so much. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes that risk is just worth it.
Yeah, especially like if you're in like a position where you're facing down 2 columns that both have crit, you might as well just take the first one and hope for any sort of damage trigger to help, mitigate any amount of guarding
Now,
that you have to
a
do.
thing is true though, like this man has hit or drawn so many triggers that he's not thinking that he's gonna hit another trigger.
That's also a valid point. I wouldn't know. I don't trigger.
So this man here, I'm gonna say this right now, that Pantero placement is terrible. He should have placed a second Pantero behind Vanguard. Um, but regardless, he's going in right now. This is a 5 attack turn. He triggers Garberg, Regurgitate, and a Perfect Guard. Oh, FML, another PG. Uh,
Yeah, but at the very least, like those other cards aren't necessarily any sort of guard value.
correct. So here he's going in, and now I obviously I could just take these hits, which a trigger stops his turn. This is my in damage zone. Sorry guys, it's cut off, but that's 2 blitz orders. Both my blitz orders I play in the deck are gone.
Nah, you
I'm
don't
in
need them.
I'm in a spot right now that's kind of bad. So here I'm just guarding. I'm trying to not take so much because I still need to take another turn. I don't think I can kill him this turn just because the way the game has been going. He's correcting me that his Pantero is a 34, so I does need 5k more shield, which I will gladly ditch. So instead of taking it though, I just take the hit. It is my fault for not hearing the 34, but whatever. I drew a persona right off of that.
Never punish.
here my opponent is staring down two dead dragons that are going to just die because of alchemy magic. Now here's a play I love doing. This is the Malice plus Pot of Greed. Now after the turn that I just had, which is 2 in bind, this is now 3 in bind zone, which makes a Pot of Greed a 1 counterblast card. But I just got that counterblast back with Malice, and I draw another card off of that. That's a 1 card combo that drew me 3 cards, and I still
Three
get a drive
Spectre
check.
Dragons.
Like,
Broken.
I just drew 3 cards and said these cards now have crit. So here, instead of a 28k column, it's now Persona Road, so it's 38, which means nice triggers, buddy. So he goes ahead, drops 40k shield. He is thinking of taking time to contemplate what's going on while I'm talking to my Digimon opponent. And then meanwhile, I am sitting on a pretty healthy hand. I just drew 3 cards. My hand has never dropped below 5 cards, and I think I'm right now at like 10. So he PGs my Vanguard here. This is a 2336k, I believe.
That's very weird, considering that the dragon on the other side has the crit. You could theoretically just take the chance that you don't, check a
Double
trigger,
crit.
like you don't get OT or crit, and just stay at 4. But he's probably gonna have to take this unless he wants to use up his hand.
I mean, he can't even guard that. That's
I
36k.
mean, technically speaking, he could
That's
guard
no,
it.
he can't. That's 38k, dude. You
But
actually
yeah,
can't. Yo, imagine standing at that PG you just guarded with.
broken. But yeah, I do think that it was a misplay on him to use the perfect guard on the Vanguard. The only way that your Vanguard swing is gonna kill you is if you check double crits or the OT, and because he does have the perfect guard, whatever number the dragon is, it's kind of irrelevant. So you
Yeah,
might as well
I
just have
want.
stuck the 4.
And honestly, if he's afraid of me hitting a crit, right? If he dropped a PG and I hit a crit, I just put crit on rearguard now, and he can't end his lethal.
Exactly.
If he did take the 1 damage, which it was, he would have drawn Gyanosi here, which makes his turn infinitely better. So here, once again, it's now Magnolia's turn, and I think I'm sitting at a 13 card hand right now. I just don't want to die to a OT crit. So while I put my hand down and talk to my Digimon opponent and play the turn, y'all can see my hand sorta, and it's kind of thick, kinda.
Oh, I thought that was your deck. But we do see here that he finally reveals an inlet pulse, which is kind
But
of too little, too late. He
awkwardly, he's
didn't
also
have
revealing a
any
clipping
cards to
dragon.
work with early.
That's also a clipping dragon.
That is very interesting.
Like
You
this
don't, you
man
typically
is
don't see
running
that.
20 engines in one deck, and none of them are working.
Bro, jack of all trades, but master of none.
Hey man, that's Zorga, but at least I can pilot the deck.
Bro, that's what your deck is supposed to do. That's not what Magnolia's meant to do. But regardless, though, like we can just see the early game didn't really go so well for your opponent.
I
He
mean,
didn't really have any playable cards early, so
realistically speaking, for early game, if we want to talk about that, right? He
yeah.
attacked my rear guard twice.
Yeah, that too. I don't know, that's like damage deny you doesn't really do all too much.
Especially when you're gonna
Oh,
just give me damage on the next attack.
yeah, so he probably could use the time that when you're going to play your Digimon game to just assess what he should be doing. Like you don't really need to rush through any of your plays. This thing in FPS, you can just sit back and think about what it is that your opponent's doing and what it is you should do because you have
Correct.
the luxury of time.
So here I'm just guarding his turn. I can just take this easily if I wanted to. And once again, I take a quick little break between all his attacks.
Nah, man, you're
And,
actually thinking about whether or not you want to
and
guard.
those that actually counted when I was fanning my deck out, that was a 13 card hand, including the PG plus ditch target. Now, against Magnolia, a 13 card hand is normally safe. You normally feel good when that happens. So
Normally,
here,
but
here I finally thought about it and I just take the hit.
yeah.
So now it's my turn again. I unfortunately do not have a Persona right. However, I do have this amazing card called Bell.
Oh boy, here we go again.
What do you mean? She's only gonna throw back 3 cards.
I feel like I've seen this play before. Uh,
What? You mean the malice?
yeah, dude.
Nah, don't worry. I'm not malicing. I'm totally going GDR. I'm gonna kill a man right now.
Man, you really want him dead, huh?
Hey man. So here's another misplay, guys. I actually don't. Uh, I don't call a unit out from condensate.
What the? Oh.
But realistically speaking, I'm pretty sure I could have just called a headhunter. So let's just
Bro.
assume one of my headhunters is 5k higher.
Oh yeah, I killed you, but theoretically speaking, I could have killed you harder. Yeah, yeah, man.
So now he's staring at my Vanguard, which is a 13k base plus a 22k Banshee boosting, bell boosting. So that's 35k. And we're looking at his hand right now, and he kind of lost all his shield.
Yeah, I mean, even with the 4 intercepts that he has, like
That's
at this
only
point,
30. That's
like
only a 33
your
to my
dragon,
35.
yeah, your dragons are still rather large. You probably should just take the Vanguard kit,
And hope for
hope
an
that
OT,
you don't
right?
get no crit and that you do heal. I mean,
No, I
it
don't
sucks
think
that it
heal
has to be.
works. I think it has to be OT.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play the year out, you know.
Correct. So even he's looking at it saying, I need to probably find the heal out of this. Otherwise, I can't win because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triggers in drop zone. 9, 10 showing in damage right now. I forgot what those face downs are. And 11 is in his hand. So he only has 5 triggers left.
I mean, the odds aren't, well,
Oh,
on his
that's another
side.
front. He has 4 triggers. I
The
think,
odds are really not on his side, but like that's his only out in the
and he's
scenario,
counting that
and
thick
you
deck.
kind of just need to recognize that, so that way, like he is taking time to think about it and gauging his
I mean,
options,
I'm
but
also
like,
talking to my Digimon opponent again. My hand's down.
oh, of course,
I'm giving him ample time to contemplate his death.
bro, put the man out of his misery. Man, you even play the salvage order to get back cards. You're just like, nah, I'm not gonna kill you
What do
hard.
you?
I'm just gonna
Did
like
you not
prep.
even see me get the headhunter back?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, hold on. Let me go through emotions.
Oh, yeah, OT, huh?
I need to draw 2 cards.
regardless, the OT didn't really play that much of a factor
It
into it. He was
didn't.
dead regardless.
It was literally just more salt in the wound. Uh, 3, 2, 1, go. So here we go with the round three. I'm just guessing the guy's playing Nirvana right now. Maybe because I ride deck.
Hey man, you never know.
You're right. From what you see from me, I'm playing Dragon Empire, right?
He could be playing a Stoichea deck, dude. Look at this Mega Colony, Matt.
Yo, look at those green sleeves. You're right.
Dude, of course.
Meanwhile, me with red sleeves. Dragon Empire? Yeah, Dragon Empire.
Yeah, dude. Probably a Dark State player from the mat too, black and red.
No. I'm a Pokemon player. Do you not see that Tyranitar?
Oh yeah, man. Man, playing Digimon, Vanguard, and Pokemon?
Yeah, dude.
The man can do it all.
So here, we see that man. He is actually playing Dragon Empire. So we open up our Vanguards and surprise, Trickstar starter. So in your
I
opinion,
do not like that.
Trickstar, yeah, like I was gonna ask you what your opinion on this opening, like Trickstar versus the actual starter.
I get the logic behind it in that, you're gonna search a Trickstar off of your ride line, so you're guaranteed to have two, in rotation. But I feel that the amount of times where having the guaranteed two Trickstars in rotation versus the amount of times you're gonna get burned for,
Going
not being
second.
able to draw going second, it's just not worth it.
All right. So that aside, okay. Now let's ignore the second PG that's already showing, aka his drop zone. What do you think about it when my opponent here, and you can actually see his hand, he hit, he ditched a PG for ride.
It's weird because you're playing against Zorga and it's a 3 attack deck.
And those that are watching, you can say, oh, he doesn't know what he's up against. He knows who I am. He knows I play Zorga. He knows this deck in and out.
We all know your deck inside and out.
So here, honestly, yeah, I agree. I don't think that was the right call. I think uh, ditching the PG was the wrong play. Um, Now he's just doing his typical play, searching for the Trickstar, going off. Now, what do you think about the Urger though?
Like, if you're playing the grade 4 build, like, Urger's only really, like, gets its full use, like, up to, your grade 3 turn. After that, it's just more shield, which, I kind of understand because most of the overdress cards don't have that many shields, but, like, you just discarded a PG and a crit, so, like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Urger personally.
So here I got my double dragon. I lost the dog to damage, but hey, I found the other two puppies. Can I keep
Bro,
them?
every time.
Can I keep them?
It's just Home Depot all over again.
Those that are wondering what the hell he's talking about, Home Depot. So normally when a deck is able to fish pieces out, it's called toolboxing. You have all your tools in a box, and you're able to just take out your tools when you want them. So this deck is known to be a toolbox deck where you're able to search your pieces, and Dog is literally a toolbox card. Now, more often than not, now you guys will not see me use Dragon to come out pre grade 3 for the crit.
Wait,
This is a 23k attack versus an 18k. It doesn't matter in this sense because they are both a 15k shield, but it matters that a defensive stops me.
bro, your opponent's just eating it all. What the?
I mean, judging from that hand, that's a 33k column, dude. What do? Drop 2 cards?
Whatever it takes.
Oh, okay. And those that watched his damage while we were commentating about the stupid things of life, aka my deck, that's a third PG that was damaged. This man has three PGs out, none of them were used.
Uh, I mean, you can kind of tell from like usually when you see people discard for their ride deck, it kind of telegraphs what the quality of cards in their hand is, and the fact that he has to discard a PG and a trigger kind of like telegraphs that his hand's probably not the best. And same thing goes for whenever you use your shadow cloaks too. You can probably tell how good your hand is based on the orders that you send to drop.
But that is a lesson for people in the later run. Now, here he goes ahead to go Expecta with Verena Soul. I let him swing. I tell him OT need to kill me, and he doesn't. He disappointed me by not hitting OT. I mean, what?
Two non-shields. The man's so dead.
Yeah, he draw checked two non-shields. So here is a I can't even. I'm sorry for this man. 10k van plus a 15k original soul.
Yeah,
At least it's a
he's
big expector.
he's not going to kill you. I
I
mean, he can
could.
try, which
Those that are shouting at your screen, dude, just take the hit. You're at 3 damage. Just let the man think he's almost gonna kill you. I don't roll like that. I'm sorry.
no, you don't need to take unnecessary damage. Like, and
What if
even
he
though, like,
OT'd
yes, he
here?
did, drive check two non-shields on
What
the
if
off chance
like
that, like, maybe he gets OT, like, you just put yourself in a position, like, closer to death. So there's no point in, like, risking it.
so here I ditched the GDR for a ride, and I just pop off.
I mean, yeah, like, your opponent's hand's just kind of dog.
Honestly. So here I do the triple drive order with GDR, and I'm using my dogs to say, hey, woof woof guys, let's go back to party, let's bounce.
Oh my god, what did I just hear? Maybe we shouldn't have you play two games at once.
Why? And once again, this is more salt in the wound. I am literally just deck thinning for no reason. Like, I know my opponent just draw checked two blanks that are not shield.
You can tell from his posture; he knows it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's,
still, it's still the correct play. Like,
he's
it's not
looking
done.
at the 38k columns going, just kill me, dude. Just end me.
You still have to do things proper.
You're right. I'm triple driving with GDR.
Yeah, man. I think that's three non-shield in his hand.
That is. At least I didn't hit a trigger. That's four non-shield.
Like, that's four non-shield.
He can't even intercept and trigger guard to guard a dragon. That's just push.
Yeah, he was more than dead.
Alright, guys, and that is it. That is our videos for this week. This is Ken signing off, and Danny too.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.